Hi guys, it's Nancy and I feel like doing some coloring. I know, that's not like me. But we have some fun new house mouse design stamps in the Spellbinders shop. So let's do some fun coloring. It's cold and snowy out here in Pennsylvania. So I've picked these two stamps. There's an assortment of new ones. These are the two that appealed to me. So we have Wishing for Spring, which I am definitely doing today. And we have this cute little mouse. His name is Muzzy, or her name. His name is Muzzy. And I think that's a crocus, right? That's what that's called. It could be a daffodil. Who knows what it is? And it says, Where Flowers Bloom, So Does Hope, by Lady Bird Johnson. Good things take time and my thoughts are with you. And then this one says cheers, and it has mud pie, which is drinking a little wine, sitting on a little cluster of grapes there. And that one says friendships, the wine of life, by Edward Young, savors life's sweet moments, and let's celebrate. So I've already cut down some Spellbinders watercolor cardstock into 5 1/4 by 4. And these are red rubber cling stamps. So I'm just going to put one of those in the corner. And I'm actually going to do it on the smooth side. And I took the rubber mat out. And these are going to be pretty easy to color. I'm going to be using my watercolor pencils. This is set 1 and set 2. And they're cling. And we're going to do Let's Celebrate. As I had mentioned before, this is the time of year when I try to catch up on my birthday cards, and I have quite a few friends' birthdays coming up. I'm going to stamp this and then we'll do the sentiment when we're done. So I'm going to stamp both images with some VersaFine Clair black ink. And again, I'm inking on the smooth side. And I have my paper tucked into the bottom left-hand corner. I think I have 2 of these ink pads, and I think that one might be a little dried up. Yeah, here's another one. Okay, ink that up again. This is my other ink pad, which I think is a little more juicy. That's why we use a stamp positioner tool, so we can line everything up, get a little more ink. There we go. And that's why I wanted to do the smooth side, because sometimes the textured side, we lose some of that detail in the image. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to leave the stamp in there in its position. And I like to leave the packaging so I can reference the colors. But I'm going to heat set this. Ink all over my fingers. I inked the corner there. You could also use clear embossing powder to heat set it. wipe my hands a little bit here with some water. That came off the ink pad. I think this ink pad, one of these I found cleaning my room, and I think the lid was off of it. And that's where all that ink came from. Okay. All right, so let's just color this one real quick. And I like to do quick and easy coloring. Again, just reference the image. And I have my watercolor brushes and paper towel off to the side. Again, just like to look at that image for some reference from the artist, how they want things colored. You can certainly make it any way you want. And you can use watercolor markers and scribble on your glass mat and then pick up the color. I like to pick up the color straight from these watercolor pencils. You could color in and then go in with your watercolor pencils and spread out the color. But this is how I like to do it. And this name is Peeled Paint. Pencil's name. I'm going to bring you guys down a little closer so you can see the coloring. I know sometimes you guys say, we want to watch the coloring. I'm very simple. Very, very simple with my coloring. You guys know I don't do a whole bunch. But every once in a while, it's nice to just turn on some music, relax. Do some coloring. You know, winter is particularly tough on a lot of people. We go through, what do they call it? Seasonal something disorder. And we get depressed because we can't go outside. There's less sunshine. And I know for me, you know, I can't go fishing. I can't ride my motorcycle. Definitely affects me. So, you know, I like to think about spring, so doing like card making, I definitely get more of my crafting done, but thinking about spring and slowing down. I read more books in the wintertime. Well, I do audiobooks, but you guys know. I'm in the car a lot for my job, so I definitely get more audiobooks done in the wintertime because I'm in the house more, so I am sitting here doing my card making, my crafts inside, so I will get more of that done in the house. And I want to do card making, videos, all of that stuff. More baking with the kids. I still don't have time to watch TV though, even though I'm in the house more. I think I find more things to put on my to-do list. Okay, that's pretty good there. And I know we have a nice deep wine purpley color here. Villainous Potion. Is that what I want? Oh, Seedless Preserves. That would be the perfect color for grapes, right? I'm going to start down at the bottom where these are already, and again, the artist has already put the shadows in. All we need to do is drag the color upward. House Mouse is a cute collection of stamps that I know a lot of people have been collecting for years. They were wooden stamps, and now they've made their way into, you know, red rubber stamps, and Spellbinders scooped in and saved them from kind of, I think, extinction. Thank you, Spellbinders. So we're very happy for that. And I just pick the ones I want. I know some of you guys have to have the Have It All bundle, so that is also available at Spellbinders. I'll put the link down below if you're interested. But these are the two that appealed to me. I don't take all of them. I just take the ones that appeal to me. I think about my friends, and I'm like, who am I going to make a card for? I don't drink wine. I wish I could, but I don't like the bitterness of wine. And everybody says, well, you have to drink a sweet wine. Listen, it's still not a sweet wine to me. Like, if it doesn't taste like juice, I'm not drinking it, you guys. That's a sweet wine to me. Juice, okay? If it still tastes like it has alcohol in it, I'm not drinking it. I just don't like the bitterness of alcohol. So I don't drink it, but I have friends that do, and I thought, you know what, this would be a really cute card for one of them. And we have to put a little bit of wine. I think there's a grape, yes, back here. A little bit of wine in his glass. All right, he's pretty much done. All right, and then I think we'll make him kind of a grayish brown color. So we have Vintage Photo. Vintage Photo. We have, what is this one? Rusty Hinge, which will be a greenish, or I mean an orangish. And then we need a little bit, well, we'll use that also for the branch. And then we need a little bit of pink in his face and ears. So a little bit of pink in his face and ears. Oh, that's too wet. I'm gonna use my paper towel and just dab off some of that wetness. Oh, this brush is super wet. Oops, Accidentally colored in some of his ear. Okay, and that light pink was called Kitsch Flamingo. And here I'm just mixing some vintage photo and rusty hinge a little bit together for this. Not too much branch showing, just a little bit of branch. We got a little bit of tail here, just a tiny smidge of tail. Okay, I think that's all we have for that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of color in the background. I'm going to grab a wider brush. And I'm going to do a little bit of this is speckled egg, and just a very light blue. Hey, you guys didn't tell me I wasn't in frame. Okay. And it's a super light blue. Wash that background. just so it's not as plain looking. I could go in and add more if I wanted it darker, but that looks pretty good. And then on this one, I can add it back in. If I felt like any of the colors bled over the image, I could go in and re-ink that. But I think that's pretty good. I'm going to heat set this now. And add my sentiment. Let me take this stamp off. I think I'm going to leave this off. I'm going to cut this down and add it to a background. I'm going to be right back. Okay, I took the January 3D embossing of the month and I took some Spellbinders Color Essential cardstock in the Lilac Blossom and ran that through the Platinum with 3D embossing folder of the month for January. You can see that there. Cut this out with the notched corners frames, so that looks much better. Stamped out the Let's Celebrate. Cut that out. We're going to adhere this down. Just put some Spellbinders tape on the back of both of those, or tape runner I should say. And then just going to put some adhesive on the back of this. Whoops. No, we don't want that stuck down there. And I have a little ink blob there. That's why we're going to glue it down there. And that is the end of that card. All right. So I kind of like the way that came out. Plus then I can use my embossing folder. I like the notched frames with that 3D embossing folder of the month. What do you guys think of that one? I think this video has gone pretty long. I'm going to make a separate video for the other card. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it real quick and just skip the coloring and add it at the end of this. If you see me come back at the end, then you'll know I added it at the end. If you don't see me come back, then I'm going to make a separate video with that. But I'm going to pause the video at this point, and you'll know if I come back. If I don't come back, then you'll have to look for the next video. All right, let me know what you think if you like this one. Affiliate links are down below. That lets Spellbinders know that I sent you. Again, make sure you click yes to cookies so that I get credit. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Pretty much all of these supplies are available over at Spellbinders. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, guys, I finished the second card. Well, I didn't finish it, but here it is, and I just finished coloring it, and I used the Spellbinders Splatter White. I diluted it with some water and just flicked it over. I'm going to heat dry it, but that's so it has that snowy winter effect. And then once that dries, I will use the same notched corner frames, cut it out, and put it on a card front. So there are the two house mouse stamps that I picked from the Spellbinders release. These are available now, as well as the other house mouse stamps. I'll put the Spellbinders link down below. Again, please click yes when it asks you for cookies. That leads you back to Spellbinders so that they know I sent you. And these are the two cards that I made. So hopefully you enjoyed me showing you my two ways of coloring them with the Tim Holtz watercolor crayons. If you have any questions, post them down below. Again, you can also use regular color pencils. You can use watercolor pencils. You can use markers. You can use any mediums to color these, or you can just stamp them out if you wanted to. If you have any questions, post them down below. If you're new to my channel, I would be honored if you would subscribe. I'm close to 35,000 subscribers and more videos to come. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.